Kane lost his way in the mountains and was not able to get back. He stumbled on a seemingly abandoned hideout. He silently entered and noticed that there were strangers talking to each other. It was the Separatist Council, who had gathered to discuss their next plans. It was rare for the Council to have this many members join a meeting in person. The Council was discussing how to join the main war with the Empire and the rebels. Joining it would create benefit as it allows the Separatists to expand, and they would get access to new technologies and vehicles if they joined a potential ally. But joining the war without warning would make the Separatists look like the aggressor, and lots of citizens would protest or go on strikes. General Grievous proposed the horrifying idea of planning a false flag attack. This meant that the Separatists would carry out an attack against their own people, but make the people believe that it was done by members of the Empire or rebels. Then the citizens of the Separatist systems would feel attacked by those factions and scream for war as the answer. Dooku agreed that it would be wise to play the part of the victim to gain new allies who sympathize with them. They also discussed the expansion and evacuation of the clones' cloners. The Kaminoans were the only ones who mastered the technique of cloning, and the Coruscant Council agreed that expansion was necessary as a precaution in case they got attacked. They tried to keep the expansion on a low profile as it could be seen as an act of aggression. Already there were several protests going on in their capital of Coruscant. Dooku was of the opinion that it was a perfect opportunity for an ambush as the Kaminoans were now vulnerable. The clones were evacuating the Kaminoans in light transports to keep attention to a minimum. They were escorted by several squads in armor. Scouts walked ahead to check the perimeters. A few droids hid in the forest for an ambush. They were accompanied by a few super battle droids and a spider droid. The droids seized their opportunity to attack and opened fire. The scouts quickly got taken out. Chaos followed as the Kaminoans disembarked and headed for cover, and the clones from the rear rushed in to help. Most of the Kaminoans were able to return quickly and safe, but some decided to fight as well. Though the battle droids were not able to do a lot of damage, the super battle droids were bombarding the clones non-stop. With some well-aimed rockets, the clones rid most of the dangerous super battle droids quickly, and now only the spider droid was the real threat left. But the spider droid was slow and big, and got crippled with a rocket to its leg. The clones cleared the regular droids that were left without problem, but several Kaminoans did get taken out, which meant a setback on production. Kane overheard all of the plans, and when it looked like the council was leaving, he ran. But of course his presence was noticed by Dooku, and several deadly destroyer droids were waiting for him at the entrance. For a single moment, Kane thought he was done for, but suddenly he was saved by a bunch of strangers. They were part of the Rebel Alliance, but dressed in civilian and improvised military gear, so they could perform action without drawing attention to the Rebel Alliance itself. Kane explained what he heard, and the Rebel fighters thought it would be wise to escort Kane to Captain Wedge Antilles and tell him of the Separatist plans. Kane was brought on a Rebel transport ship, where part of the crew was already awaiting him.